Hey! Let me back out of my driveway. I always try to talk now and it's a bad time. Whoa. Whoa! Okay, so it's Monday and I am driving to group therapy, which we have on Mondays now. But, so I posted a video a couple of days ago, maybe on Saturday, from Girl Talk 2011. It was Tobi hill-Meyer, and she was talking about trans misogyny and femphobia within female queer spaces, and it got me thinking a lot about my own fears and a few things that I have experienced in female queer spaces that I don't feel welcome in because I'm trans. And it's a very sensitive issue for me because it ties back to a lot of experiences when I was younger, being excluded from female spaces in general, and always feeling like I never had a place where I really belonged. Most of my friends growing up were female. I had a few male friends, but mostly female. They were nice to me and everything, and I mean, we were friends and it was great, but there were always those times when I just wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to participate because they would have girl time, and well, I was a boy, so I wasn't invited to that. I don't really blame them for that. These people are looking at me weird because I'm talking to myself. It's making me self-conscious. I don't blame those girls, you know, for not including me, you know. They didn't know, I didn't really understand. But it did hurt because I didn't understand. And a lot of it goes back to before I really even drew a difference between male and female. And I didn't understand why I just wasn't allowed to be in certain places at certain times. You know, I'm with my friends. These are people I know and I care about. Why, just because you're saying that I'm a boy, am I not allowed to be here with you? Why can't I be a part of this? I don't have any other friends that I can go do stuff with, and you're all going to have this thing, and I'm not going to be able to come. And I don't understand why. And there would be times when I would show up at a time that apparently it was inappropriate for me to be there, and they would make me feel very estranged. And I don't think it was even conscious for them, but I think that they felt like their space, their girl space, was being invaded by this male. I do understand that, although I don't think the gender lines are absolute. I don't really believe in the gender binary, but there are male and female aspects and energies, I guess. Well, there's male and female, and there's also masculine and feminine. There's a lot. There's a whole lot of, it's just this big messy thing that you can't really draw clear lines in, but you can't feel things about it. It's why I'm usually mostly friends with females, because I identify with them. I am in sync with that. I like the way that they tend to talk, what they tend to talk about. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel connected. Whereas usually when I hang out with males, I don't feel that way. I don't understand. I feel out of place. And so I understand the feeling of having a guy interrupt an energy or interrupt that atmosphere, the girl atmosphere. But my kind of point in my head, at least, that I would think to myself is, but you know, I'm not anything like any of these guys. I don't have this energy. I don't do these things that would interrupt girl time. I love girl time, and very rarely have I been allowed to participate in it. And so now to this day, being older, all of those experiences still affect me. I'm still very sensitive to it. I'm very anxious about being in a place where I'm not wanted, where I'm not supposed to be. I think that that's natural. Everybody, you know, would get anxious in that situation, but I'm overly sensitive to it because there's been no clear, it doesn't make sense, because this is where I feel comfortable, this is where I feel like I should be accepted, but I'm not. and I am accepted where I don't fit in. So now I just kind of feel anxious everywhere, because if I feel like I fit in, I probably don't belong, according to the other people in the group. When Tobi was talking about a lot of those experiences, really connected with that. And I also shared another video that had an older Girl Scout, let's say. She was an older Girl Scout, and she was reacting to people who were boycotting the Girl Scouts for basically being progressive, good organizations that teach you how to love and care for each other. People have been protesting against it because you're trying to include trans people. They're trying to bring some more publicity to the LGBT community and, let these younger girls see that, these aren't freaks. These are just people. That's how our minds work. If you're exposed to something, it's normal to you. The only reason that trans people seem so strange to a lot of our culture is because we're not public. Not experienced by most people. It's confusing to people. I mean, it's natural. It's why I can't get too mad at people who are transphobic, because it's just the way the human mind works. Now, there are ways to get around that, and that's what I do hold against them. But anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. I love everything that she was saying, talking about what Girl Scouts is really about. She got it. She understood, and she talked in a way that really, I'm just watching this girl talk on a YouTube video, but she is making me feel welcome to a space that I'm usually rejected from, and I'm very sensitive to that. It really hurts my feelings to be rejected from where I feel like I belong. And so that video really touched me. She really made me feel welcome, and it's so rare to feel that. The Girl Scouts making those policies in general, it's just so wonderful, and it's so awful that there are people who think that that's wrong. I am a bit emotional about, I'm not a bit emotional, I'm very emotional about this, because it's my life. It's what I've experienced.